Number 5, Tennessee hosts number 22, Ole Miss tomorrow, 6 p.m. What are my thoughts? What do I think can happen? Does Tennessee take care of business or does Ole Miss keep rolling with their undefeated record? I'll talk about it right after this intro. This is Frank Rock. This is episode 9 of the House of Orange. I appreciate you guys tuning in so far. It's brought a little mixture of football, baseball, and basketball at this point. I'm excited, very excited getting into baseball. A little over a month away. I dropped a preseason poll video from Perfect Game earlier. Talking a little bit more about basketball this evening. Just to preface it again, a lot of channels out here do football. Football is king in Knoxville. There's no doubt about it. There is room for baseball. There is a market for baseball. There is a market for basketball for more coverage out there. I'm covering it all. I'm a fanatic about all three of them. Always have been. So it is exciting for me to cover Tennessee baseball, Tennessee basketball. Just as a fan, I don't know any more than the next person for say, but I do feel like I can provide some good research, some good information as well. But let's get into it. Tennessee hosts number 22 Ole Miss tomorrow. Ole Miss coming in 13-0 on the season. Not something that was expected coming in. They weren't ranked preseason. They were not even on the radar in the preseason. But Chris Beard has done a phenomenal job turning this around. And I looked at their schedule just to see what kind of competition they played. And there's some good wins in here. They played at Temple, won by 1 point. That's a true road game. The common denominator here, they played North Carolina State as well and beat North Carolina State 72-52. Ole Miss did beat Memphis 80-77. They beat Mount St. Mary 77-68. They won at Central Florida 70-68. And then, recently they've beaten Cal 88-78. Troy 74-53 and Southern Miss 89-72. And then on New Year's Eve, they played Bryant and won 95-78. A lot of their trends I'm noticing, their scoring average, they are in the 70s on that. So, they have a couple of outliers here. Most of them, they're in the 70s. You have outlier at California 88 and then Southern Miss 89 and Bryant 95. So is this a case of an Ole Miss team that's starting to play its best ball? I know they did get Brandon Murray eligible recently. He's played in 4 games. Is that a coincidence that they're scoring more since he's eligible? This Ole Miss team as well, they returned 5 players from last year. So Beard had to hit the portal. He's brought in guys from other schools along the way. He's brought in guys from Auburn. He's brought in Brandon Murray, was previously a couple years ago at LSU, went to Georgetown. Now he's at Ole Miss here. So there's connections all around of guys they brought in from around the country. So Tennessee is a 12-point favorite in this game. Not going to lie about this. I think, looking at the numbers, this is at Thompson-Boling Arena. I'll look for Tennessee to take care of business on this. It seems to me like Ole Miss can win offensively. They can win defensively as well. I don't know that they've played a physical team like Tennessee. I don't know that they've played in an environment like they're going to encounter in Thompson-Boling tomorrow night. Again, Temple and Central Florida, those are true road games. Those are not Thompson-Boling Arena, though. Not even going to, sit here and sugarcoat. That's not Thompson-Boling. Do I expect a dogfight out of this? I do. I think it'll be a game that'll be semi-close, if not close, late, and Tennessee pulls away. But I could also see a Tennessee team coming out. They've come out of the break. Offense seemed to be clicking the other night. Of course, it's not that's against Norfolk State. That is a team that's probably has a good possibility of being an NCAA team. Is that an SEC caliber team? No, absolutely not. It isn't. But I do expect Tennessee to take care of business. Frankly, I expect them to cover the spread as well. I look for them to come out and inflict tomorrow night. I look for them to come out and play physical. I look for them to come out and again, I could see a kind of grinded out game, but I don't know that these are the games at times that I see that Tennessee can kind of pull away with. And I know there was a stretch here, about 6 years ago where Tennessee was struggling with Ole Miss. They've had some pretty good luck recently with them. I think I seen they are or I'm sorry, they've won like 7 out of 8 against Ole Miss. And anytime you go out to Ole Miss, it's a tough game. So win's a win on the road, but who's going to step up for Tennessee tomorrow? It seems to be someone different every game. Tennessee currently on a 6-game winning streak. You've had Dalton Connect lead them in scoring. You've had Josiah Jordan-James. You've had Ziegler. It was a combination. You made, like the other night, you had a couple guys in double digits, and you had a few guys right around 10 points, just shy of 9 and 8 points. Could it be Jonas Adu? He's led them in scoring a game. I liked a little bit what they did on that. They played some more guys. I don't know, getting into SEC play, how much you'll see some of these younger guys play. It's certainly up to them to earn that role moving forward. A Freddie DeLeon, an Estrella, Phillips, Cam Carr, some of these guys. Do they earn that role? DJ Jefferson, a guy who rated pretty good coming in, just hasn't seemed to find his footing down there. Is he a guy who maybe you can count on next year? Is he a guy who's even around the program? I mean, I think it's fair speculation after this year. Who stays, who goes, for sure Connect. Josiah and James Vescovy, they're super seniors, won't be back. What's that roster going to look like beside that? All they have committed and signed is Bishop Boswell. So this is probably going to be a portal heavy off season for Tennessee. I expect them to be aggressive there to fulfill their numbers they need, plus compensate for any losses. But back to the game at hand. Tennessee's at number 5 right now. Are they playing their best basketball right now? I don't know. I think it remains to be seen because you've got Ole Miss tomorrow. You have at Mississippi State, at Georgia next week. Anytime you go on the road in the SEC, it's going to be difficult. It's never easy. We found that out. It doesn't matter if it's football. It doesn't matter if it's basketball. It doesn't matter if it's baseball. Road games in the SEC are tough. They just are, and they should be. It's not the best conference in America for nothing. It's not the best conference just to go in and waltz in somewhere. Now, I will say, last year when I went to the Tennessee-South Carolina game, that wasn't much of a road environment. Not many. There was probably as many, if not more, Tennessee fans there than South Carolina, and Tennessee dominated from the get-go. It was a nice, comfortable game to sit and watch. But Ole Miss is going to encounter an environment they haven't seen tomorrow. How do they handle that environment? It remains to be seen. It really does. Again, 2 true road games at Central Florida, at Temple. This is not going to be those games, though. But plan is tomorrow after the game, I'll come up, record a video, and upload that, just recapping the game, kind of breaking that down. Unless something breaks tomorrow, football-wise or baseball-wise, I don't anticipate dropping anything else. Tomorrow, going to try to fix up this little area back here behind us, try to beautify this thing a little bit more than it looks, instead of the old plain Jane look right now. But, so far, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're a basketball guy, baseball, football, or girl, it doesn't matter. Share this out for me. Like it, share it out. Let anybody know that may be interested in it. Planning on having, like I said, consistent baseball, basketball, football coverage, dedicating a little bit to all that. Will I catch it all trying to cover all 3? I won't. But I definitely plan on, a good audience towards it. And, maybe at some point, maybe when it gets to baseball, I can start kind of getting into live videos a little bit, kind of testing that out. I do hope to get into that. But again, basketball tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Ole Miss. Tennessee's a 12-point favorite. I do expect Tennessee to take care of business tomorrow and to put that first loss on Ole Miss. My name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy your Friday. Have a good evening and go Vols.